Welcome back everyone to another second stimulus check and second stimulus package update. In the last few videos, we've covered the fact that the president, specifically on Twitter, has been flip-flopping and reversing course on his view on the next stimulus package and second stimulus check as far as the funding and whether or not it could even happen. Trump has taken to Twitter to go from not supporting any more stimulus negotiations until after the election to then supporting funding for the airline industry and another $1,200 check. So now saying that he'd support larger numbers than the Democrats, and now that the final bill could actually cost more than what the Democrats are proposing. This goes totally against party lines. The most we have seen so far, the highest number from the Republican side, has been the $1.8 trillion counteroffer that Mnuchin has made from the administration to the Democrats and Nancy Pelosi. It's been a bumpy ride for the American people and the stock market and the economy, so let's cover what we know so far and any recent developments since my last update. And if you have been enjoying my updates, as always, go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up, smash the like button. This will help that YouTube algorithm. YouTube will actually push the video out to even more people, so that way more eyeballs can get on it and does support me and my channel as well. So you're helping everyone. It's mutually beneficial when you do that. I'd appreciate it if you just go ahead and click that like button. And if you're brand new here, you're a fresh face, or maybe you've been watching my videos but you have not made the decision yet, maybe you should make the decision now to go ahead and subscribe, hit that big red button. I do post videos now every single solitary day, no excuses, no exceptions, all because of you and your support, totally free. I don't charge you anything to watch my videos. And if you want to be notified every single time I do make a new one, click that little notification bell as well. That will just notify you every single time I do upload a new one. That'll be your first line to see it before anyone else gets to it. So over the weekend, the White House counter offer that Mnuchin put forth to the Democrats, the $1.8 trillion offer, got bad reviews from both sides of the political spectrum. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi rejected the most generous Trump administration plan to date. She actually called it, quote, "one step forward, two steps back." The Republican majority Senate dismissed it as too expensive and a political loser for fiscal conservatives. Pelosi is still hopeful that progress could be made toward a deal, but it's more clear than ever that GOP conservatives don't want to do this deal on her terms. With the election now just a few weeks away, the president is more eager than ever to ink a deal. This is despite the fact that Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said that striking a deal before or on election day is extremely unlikely and we will not be able to deliver relief by then. On Friday, Trump tweeted out, quote, "COVID relief negotiations are moving along. Go big." Now, the aides familiar with this $1.8 trillion offer from the White House agreed to speak privately about these negotiations and spoke on the condition of anonymity. But this new offer does total about $1.8 trillion, and aides familiar with it did say that it comes with a key state and local fiscal relief component that moves from $250 billion to $300 billion in funding. And this is the most recent offer from the White House. The one before that was the $1.6 trillion offer that Mnuchin put forth. The most recent offer from Pelosi and the Democrats was the revised $2.2 trillion HEROES Act, and that comes with so many line items such as a business tax increase that Republicans will not go for. We've covered the $2.2 trillion revised HEROES Act in several other videos already. If you haven't seen the videos yet, the links will be down below in the description. In fact, in one of the videos I do an entire outline just covering every single feature in that HEROES Act. All those links will be down below in the description. You can watch them after you're done watching this video. So in the Saturday letter to colleagues, Pelosi specifically said, quote, "This proposal amounted to one step forward, two steps back. When the president talks about wanting a bigger relief package, his proposal appears to mean that he wants more money at his discretion to grant or withhold." Now, she did point out that his administration did attempt to address some of the Democratic concerns and line items that they're going for, but disagreement remain on many priorities, and Democrats are, quote, "awaiting language on several provisions." Quote, "Despite these unaddressed concerns, I remain hopeful that yesterday's developments will move us closer to an agreement on a relief package that addresses the health and economic crisis facing American families." In addition, there's also backlash from the Republican side. There was a private GOP conference call over the weekend, and Mnuchin's offer was roasted, supposedly. This was according to a Republican who's familiar with the call and spoke on the condition of anonymity and was not to discuss any of the private meeting. But in a strange, bizarre twist, just yesterday, Sunday, it was revealed that Trump might actually be willing to spend more than $1.8 trillion, more than $2.2 trillion before Election Day comes for the next relief package. Larry Kudlow, Trump's top economic advisor, might just do a Hail Mary approach for this election and spend more than $2.2 trillion more than the Democrats have offered for the revised HEROES Act. In addition, and this was covered in the last episode, Trump did say in a radio interview last week that he, quote, would like to see a bigger stimulus package, frankly, than either the Democrats or the Republicans are offering. Kudlow went on CNN and said, quote, as far as the key elements are concerned, the checks, the unemployment assistance, the small business assistance, we have got to help airlines out. He would go further. And then he wanted to say he's always said that. He knows that we need as much power for economic recovery as possible. It's not just recovery in 3 weeks. It's recovery to the end of the year and beyond in a possible second term. Kudlow said that negotiations will continue, and he did say that there was broad agreement on another round of $1,200 stimulus payments, extra federal unemployment benefits, and more assistance for the Paycheck Protection Program and funds for small businesses. He said these things are simple. They have bipartisan support. We could do it as standalone bills or an omnibus bill or whatever, but I don't understand the intransigence from my Democratic friends. He dismissed some of the Democratic priorities. Kudlow said, we're not talking about giveaways to state and locals, fixing pension funds, harvesting mail ballots, assistance to illegal immigrants that have nothing to do with COVID or the economy. As we know, this is one of the priorities of the Democratic bill. They want more state and local government funding in order to help them pay the salaries of police officers, firefighters, healthcare workers, school teachers, and other public sector employees, and a national plan to combat the virus, including expanding testing and contract tracing, and more money for the USPS. Pelosi told Democrats on Sunday, quote, in terms of addressing testing, tracing, and treatment, what the Trump administration has offered is wholly insufficient. We cannot safely reopen schools, the economy, and our communities until we crush the virus with the science-based national plan for testing, tracing, treatment, and isolation, and for the equitable and ethical distribution of a safe and effective vaccine once developed. And then in separate negotiations and discussions, White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows and Secretary of Treasury Steven Mnuchin called on congressional leaders Sunday to immediately vote on legislation to spend unused Paycheck Protection Program funds, around $130 billion, while negotiations continue on a broader measure. They had written, quote, the all-or-nothing approach is an unacceptable response to the American people. Hopefully negotiations remain rather calm, as I think Trump learned his lesson from gyrating the economy and the stock market when he had called for relief to be suspended until after the election. So hopefully we'll see those negotiations continue and no more calls for the president to change the framework and timeline of the next stimulus package. The negotiations are continuing from both sides, and as Trump did say, they are continuing, and he is wanting to go big. That is true. He is now saying that he does want to go big on the next package. The top economic council did verify that and corroborate that. So we'll have to see the final price tag of the finalized bill. I don't think the GOP, the Republican-led Senate, is going to accept a higher price tag than $2.2 trillion or $1.8 trillion for that matter. I think that would be the highest we'd see the Republicans agree to. Perhaps something could be squeezed out this week just in time for the election. I doubt it. Maybe just another counter offer or some sort of a newly devised plan. We'll have to see what happens, but more updates are coming on the way. If you did get value out of this video, give it a big thumbs up, smash the like button, and if you want to see more of this on my channel, I do post videos now every single solitary day, covering everything from business to finance, investing, entrepreneurship, mindset, strategy, and tips and tricks from my own experience. I also do the stimulus package and stimulus check updates. So if you're interested in those topics, any of those niches appeal to you, click that big red button, the subscribe button. Also hit that little notification bell as well. That way you're notified every single time I do make a new one. Looking forward to seeing you in the next video.